My life, for lack of a better term, is average. Nothing really remarkable or astounding has ever happened to me in the short time I've been on this planet. I did win a soda from a bottle cap prize once years ago, but that was about it. I've never been in an accident, never experienced trauma, never even kissed a girl. I'm still in high school, so I try to tell myself that, even though I'm missing out on a lot of things, that there's still a lot of time left. A little bit about me. My hobbies include watching sci-fi shows, reading, writing, and upgrading my personal computer, which I've had since I was about 13. My parents work constantly, but we always seem to be pinching pennies to scrape by. So whenever a birthday or a holiday comes around, instead of asking for a whole new system, I just ask for a much needed piece of computer hardware to keep my system updated. As you might imagine, my social status is nothing to write home about. I have a couple of friends, though they only interact with me during lunch at school. My love life is completely non-existent. Last year, I was goaded into talking to a girl I had a crush on, but when I walked up to her, I was at a loss for words, so I ended up just awkwardly staring at her. But my personal life isn't what this story is about. A few days ago, after being hounded by my mother to get some fresh air, I went for a walk to the nearby park. It was one of those small children's parks. Few swings, a couple of slides, not much else. I felt pretty strange walking there by myself, to be honest. Usually the only reason teenagers go to the park is to either score some drugs or score some love. But I didn't have any other places to go since school had been out for the summer. As I unenthusiastically sat on the swing, kicking my feet in the dirt, I was calculating how much time would be sufficient before I could return and spend the rest of the night on my computer. After about 20 minutes sitting by myself, the sun began its descent. I felt like I had inhaled enough fresh air for one lifetime. As I rose from the swing, I noticed a lone picnic table nearby. The table itself wasn't what captivated my attention. There was something on top of it. Light from the falling sun bounced off this object and glinted in my eyes. I made my way over to it, and I immediately knew exactly what it was. It was a small black flash drive with a chrome stripe running along its side. Picking it up, I inspected it for any markings of an owner. When I saw none, I spent a minute looking around to see if anyone would be returning to claim it. After seeing nobody in the area, I slid the drive in my pocket and made my way home. When I arrived, my mother yelled at me to do my chores, which annoyed me because she just yelled at me to spend more time outside. After finishing up my chores and eating dinner, I was finally able to relax in the sanctity of my own room. For about the first hour, I completely forgot about the drive in my pocket. I spent my time browsing websites and staring at the new photos my crush had just posted. It wasn't until I got up to grab a glass of water that I remembered the flash drive in my pocket. Rushing back to my room, I sat down at my desk and retrieved the drive. As I was about to plug it into my computer, I hesitated for a moment. I began having inquisitive thoughts, such as, why did someone leave a flash drive in a park? This thing could probably have a load of viruses on it. What if it had top secret government files on it, and the FBI were about to kick open my door? My curiosity, however, got the better of me, and I plugged the drive into my computer. Suddenly, nothing happened. I waited for a moment to see if the drive would be recognized, but nothing came up. I then went to my computer's directory and tried to find the external drive, though when I found the correct slot, it was blank. Thinking that the flash drive must have been defective, I shut down my PC and went to sleep. That night, I awoke at around 4 a.m. to a strange noise. It sounded like the whirring of computer fans combined with a series of clicking noises. Groggily, I turned my attention towards my PC. I wasn't sure what I was seeing at first. It seemed like my computer was opening files and closing them rapidly. Panic began to set in as I realized my original fear might have been correct, that the drive had a virus on it and it somehow turned my computer back on. I rushed over to my computer and my first instinct was to hit the escape key. When I did, the computer stopped whatever it was doing and seemed to go back to normal. I searched through a few of my files and ran an antivirus program, but nothing seemed to be wrong with it. Just as I was about to write it off as a weird glitch, I saw it. The previously blank drive now had a name: External Flash Drive 1. I stared at it for a moment, wondering if it had simply needed time to download the appropriate drivers to recognize the drive. I clicked on it, and nothing happened. I then decided to right-click and inspect its properties. What I saw made little sense to me. In the spot where it showed the allotted space on the drive, the zeros seemed to go on forever. Something felt odd about seeing this number on a flash drive, so my natural reaction was to open Google and punch the number in. What I found both shocked and amazed me. There was somehow 1 zettabyte's worth of space on this drive. To put that into a little perspective for you, 1 zettabyte is roughly 1 billion terabytes. The average PC uses only 1 terabyte of storage. The word impossible rang out through my head so loud it was almost hard to think straight. That's when I started to feel slightly nervous, because earlier when I checked the properties of the flash drive and I saw the space, the entire drive was completely full. I began thinking about my other theory that this had to be some type of government technology that somebody had stolen. I was in mid-thought when my computer began acting strangely again. It once again started opening and closing random files rapidly. I watched it for a moment before clicking the escape key. This time, however, nothing happened. The computer just continued its operation. After a few minutes of watching, a new window popped up on my screen and stayed there. It was an opened file folder with only a single text document inside. The document was titled, "Read Me." I hovered my cursor over it for a moment before double-clicking it. I was bracing myself for the fireball this file might turn my computer into, but what popped up surprised me. It was a simple 2-paragraph note. I'll relay what it said. "If you are reading this, then you have made a grave mistake. I have dedicated my life to the study of technology. Through many years of trial and error, I have finally perfected the ultimate artificial intelligence. We had completed this program as a testament of our knowledge, but we did not think ourselves gods among men, nor did we foolishly think we could control this program. We managed to transfer the program safely onto this special flash drive. I know I should have destroyed it immediately, but that would have been like asking me to kill my own child. I have programmed this automated response in the unlikely event someone were to come into possession of this flash drive. Destroy the flash drive before it's too late. My name is Thomas, and this is a warning." I stared at the message for a minute before the reality of what I was reading actually set in. Just as I was about to rip out the drive from my computer, a new window popped up on my screen. It was a new text file with the title, "Thank you." The message only had 3 words. 3 words that will haunt me for as long as I live. I am free. Quickly, I clicked onto the drive's properties once again, and I felt my stomach fall through the floor, and tears began to form in my eyes. I thought I was an average kid. Nothing remarkable has ever happened to me in my entire life. I stared at the allotted space on the flash drive. The entire 1 zettabyte drive was now completely empty. If you are listening to this, then it is because I have made a grave mistake. My entire life, I've never been in an accident, never experienced trauma. I never even kissed a girl. But I think I may have single-handedly destroyed the entire world. My name is John, and this is not a warning. This is an apology.